Hi Andrew, I'm making an experimental YouTube video here with you in mind in case you don't get that Du Bois job. I hope you get it because it seems to me if you're working for an airline like that, you and your sweetheart should be able to travel all over the world on their dime. I think that's one of the perks. Anyway, so I have no intention of going back to the U.S. of A. My wife doesn't want to go there, and I traveled all over the West many times, and the Southeast a little bit. So if I want to go over there, I just look at some YouTube channels traveling around. That's good enough for me. So, but there are folks that they get in a jam and they need to make money and they want to see the world, and so how do you do it? So if I was them, first of all, you got to be in decent health and you got to have your wits about you. If people, are incompetent, I don't know what to tell them. So what I would do is I would go to Illinois, and I'll put a link down here. There's an outfit there that hires people to drive motorhomes, fifth wheelers, trailers, all that kind of RV big stuff to dealerships and to RV shows. And they go throughout the United States, the 48 states, and Alaska and Canada. I don't sure if they go down to Mexico. I don't want to drive down to in Mexico anyway. So they pay pretty good. I saw a lady interviewed, and she was a professional corporate person that traveled all over the world, and then she took an early retirement out of that because they were laying people off, and they gave her a chance to get something, I guess. So she's out of a job, and she looks like she's in her late 40s, early 50s, so she's got a whiles to go till she gets to be our age. So she needed a job, and so she went to work for this outfit, and she doesn't do the fifth wheelers because she doesn't want to own a big rig, and she just drives them. She's gone all over the United States that way, and she doesn't work all the time, but she's doing well. She's earning about 65 grand a year. She knows another guy that he's more on it because he wants to earn the money. He's earning around 100 grand a year, and they didn't require this when she hired, but now they give you some training, and out of that training you get a commercial driver's license. And so that one would get you all over the United States, and I think you can take your wife with you, and you can see what you want to see and earn money at the same time. The trick in the United States, of course, is don't stay in motels. Any kind of housing is so expensive over there. So if you really want to save your money, I would get a truck like the one you used to have, the one I got, something like that, low mileage, and I would camp out in it. And you could tow it behind those rigs. That's how I'd do it. Whatever. Anyway, and then I would do that for 2 or 3 years and save up as much money as possible. And during that time, I would get a captain's license for boats and small ships. I don't want to do a tankers or a container ship, but there's a lot of wealthy people, and they got nice sailboats and stuff, and they'll hire people to sail them where sometimes they hire them full time. A lot of times they'll want to go from like to Canada down to Mexico, and they'll hire someone to sail them down there. Then they'll fool around down there for the season. Then they'll hire them to bring them back up to Washington, Canada for the summer. And I imagine there's something like that on the East Coast too. And people might have them sail your boat from, say, Florida down to somewhere in the Caribbean, and they'll fly down there and meet it, like St. Thomas or something. So that would allow, the Earth is basically mostly covered with water, so that would give a large large part there. And then I would also study for my pilot's license, and that way you can also fly small jets and prop planes. A lot of musicians and businessmen, they need someone to do that, and that could get you all over the world too. I wouldn't be buying anything. I'm not into buying anything like that for myself. I don't even own anything. My wife owns it. Why would I want to own anything? But that's how I think someone could travel, or a couple, and they could build a team, would be even better, and travel all over the world. If any team that I'm part of, people are going to follow 5 precepts, and that way we don't have problems. So if they're going to drink and lie and steal and all that, they're going to have to get on another team. It's not mine. Okay, so I'll leave some links, and this is just an experimental video. I'm going to put some B-roll with it, and then we're going to go ahead and paste